positions. You can see if someone is jumping on top, but you basically don't do anything until the enemy team is really below here, or until your team decides to go and drop on the enemies, because I suppose then you are going to grapple forward to be able to get picks, or get down here to have the line of sight on the tunnel. Is that right? Something like that. Okay, so when you're playing Widow, and you were asking about positioning, the biggest thing that you are doing is threatening the enemy with your presence. Even if you don't plant a lot of shots with Widow, you are going to be a threat to the enemy team. Of course, you need to be able to get kills, because otherwise they will just know that you are not a good Widow, but that's not the case with you. You can land your shots. So that's one tool that you can use. You can make them fear, because you can kill them in one shot if they don't pay attention to you. But when you are standing in a safe position that allows you to snipe to small line of sights, you are not really using your potential. You're not really threatening the enemy. You're not there to stop them to get picks, because the only thing that you can see here is if someone offers free damage, basically jumping here. You are not seeing the critical zones. You are not seeing the payload and the area around it. Because when you're playing Widow, you want to get picks on the 200 HP targets. So if they are exposed, you can just go there and kill them. Right here, you're getting boosted by the Mercy, so that's good. Mercy is safe as well, and you being here allows her to have easy escape position, and that's good. But I feel like you're not doing as much here. You are safe, but you're not doing your job. If you remember that from the video that we had about positioning. You're not able to do damage, you won't be able to farm the ult, and you're generally not threatening the enemy. That's what I'm saying here. I know that it is part of a strategy that you have with the team, but I think if you stood around here, near the crate, you would have the ability to move to the right and get line of sight on the enemies, and you can still jump back here if needed. That's one position that you can take, and it is kind of safe to be there because your tanks are there and they can protect you. So the enemy needs a really heavy dive to kill you outright. The only risk that you are taking here is if the enemy has a Widow and they know that you are here, he has the advantage of knowing your position. But I'm just saying that when you're playing Widow, you are looking for a good line of sight, and you are looking for ways to make the enemy fear your presence in the game. And you're not doing that. You're not doing that right now in this current position. So the game basically starts right now for you, because now you have the line of sight on the payload. But it is already pushed here. You didn't really do anything damage-wise, so you are not having the ult charge that you may have if you just landed a few easy shots on the tanks and stuff like that. Were you expecting them to play dive? Okay. Okay. Yeah, because this is what you're running right now. This is a safe comp, and this is a safe, not comp, this is a safe position, so you're not risking a lot of things, but you're not really benefiting from it. Okay, what is going on with the Windows noises in the background? I can hear them going on and off. In the video, do you have a faulty mouse or keyboard or something like that? No, okay. I know, it sounds strange. Okay, this was well done. So you were expecting the dive to come. I think you could have stood right here because the Mercy and the Zenyatta is here to heal you, so the monkey won't be able to kill you. You can get a little bit more extra damage until he travels to you. I'm not sure if you're in game though.
Diving me.
Okay, but pulling back is the way to go. You were dived heavily, and you were able to get picks. It's good.
Can we get them please? Okay, Mercy.
Nice shot.
Tracer up top.
Tracer up top,
And
yeah.
Mercy should be able to res.
Tracer in a recall. Fuck, save me.
Discorded. Good bubble. I'm gonna go high ground.
Can we kill Tracer's still there.
What's up, Fresco?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, cool. Sam dead.
The hell, I heard the shuriken noise.
Okay.
Tracer's still behind people.
You didn't kill it yet?
Take the high ground, take the high ground.
We're gonna close in on Blade, just use the Blade.
Get back.
Okay, yeah. Regarding positioning, so you were in the same position, and they know that you are here, and you also know that there's a Tracer around, so you can't really pay attention to her, but you can place the mine in a way that expects the Tracer. Not sure where you placed it.
You didn't kill it yet?
Take the high ground, take the high ground.
Okay. It's there for whatever reason.
On Blade. Just use the Blade.
Get back.
Yeah. So when you know that someone is behind trying to come for you or for anyone around you, it is really good to have this mine prepared for them. That's one thing. The other thing regarding positioning is predictability. It is also a really important thing. It's the most important when the enemy has a widow as well. So you don't want the enemy widow to know where you are going to peek because it gives them an opportunity to land easy shots on you. But when the enemy is playing dive, this is basically the same situation because you really need to pay attention to not being too predictable because then the flankers can just come to the same position. This makes it really easy for them to plan ahead. If you are mixing up your positioning, like for example, this is a kind of a good one because you are safe from a lot of angles. So it may not need to be changed that much, but generally it's a good idea to move around if you can have the same line of sight to the same spot and the same safety. All right? Okay. So you had that question about how to improve your positioning. Are these things that I'm saying, do you think these are helping? Like understanding what you need to pay attention to. It is not being predictable, getting a good line of sight on the enemies, being able to being safe, basically being able to run away if needed, but generally be in a good position that allows you to do your job and be safe in the same time. This applies to video as well. Alright,
Oh, sorry.
that was good.
I should have gone back. My
It's
bad.
fine.
I was focusing Winston.
Okay, the placement of
I don't have rest.
the Venom mine,
gone
whatever
back.
it's called, it can be a little bit more in the open because even if they don't step in it, you don't use it for the damage, you use it for detection. So if you place it like around here in the door, and if the Tracer kills it, you will know about it. If the Tracer triggers it, you will know about it. The only benefit that you get if the Tracer is poisoned is that you are getting a small wall hack, but it is better to use it for indicating the enemy's position because that way you are gaining information, more information, compared to this one where you are only using it for the damage aspect. Because when the Tracer is here triggering the trap, it is basically already too late for you to react accordingly. And this is why it is worth it to place it farther away in a position that might be open, but it will help you in detecting threats coming from behind.
My
It's
bad. I
fine.
was focusing
We're
Winston.
gonna pop Blade. We have Blade in 4. We're just gonna pop it. They
Oh,
have
nice
Blade,
one.
they
Yeah,
don't
that was a
trust
good one.
100%.
Fresco.
move. Okay, just back out, back out, back out, back out. Let them come to point, then just blade them.
Let's hold the same position as Tail.
Okay, so what can you expect in the next team fight? What do you think is going to happen? Most likely, yes. They are usually looking for the Zenyatta because that's the best target to try to bully. But you are also a good target, so you can expect them. If you see that they are coming, if you hear your team saying that they are coming, you should start being a little bit more aware of what is going on, and you might need to group with the team or go back towards safety. This is a good thing to keep in mind because it allows you to pay more attention when it is really needed regarding your positioning, and everything else you can use to just aim.
Huge counter dive.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Spamming Diva.
Take back the high ground. Take back the high ground.
Yeah. They're on point now. They're one down.
Get the Zen. Get the Zen. Get the Zen on point. He's alone.
Okay. When you see a Zen with like 1 HP, if he is hiding like that, or if you need to pay attention to something else, you can just spray because basically needs 1 or 2 shots. Usually it's more precise to just try to snipe him, but in situations when you are being damaged or something like that, it is easier for you to get the elimination on him by spraying. Yeah, the tracer didn't stick, so that's sad. But you see, if you place the mine in the door, it could have warned you about the tracer coming from behind a little bit earlier.
Tracer behind us on high ground. Watch it. I think she dropped down.
D1 caught.
Tracer behind on high ground. Oh, we can see it. It's cool. Diva's discorded.
Let's bait the trends this fight. If you see him going to point,
Oh my god, that was my fault.
Should we get out?
Yeah. Okay.
let's bait the trends this fight. If you see
Okay. So something like this comes in, you can expect that the tracer is going to jump on you or the Zen. Just because tracer, as you know it, because you play her as well, is about using the distractions created by the team to gain an advantage. So a good position to be might be to the left side here, because it allows you to see the tracer coming in, and then you can take a shot.
him going to point,
Yeah, going down. Yeah, that was unlucky. It stopped
Oh my god.
for some reason on the top.
Should we get out or should we fight it?
fight it, fight it.
And it also got the Zen.
I'm melting.
It's unfortunate.
Oh, I got.
Alright, save the monkey ult to contest.
Oh, I died. Thankful.
Yeah, I think not winnable. That's a good contest so far.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Wave. I'm saving
Okay.
again. Press Q, please.
Let's see what is happening here with the tracer.
Melting.
So that initial shot was missed. You basically waited in a good position, but then you flicked up as the tracer
Oh, I got.
came. If you see, I think flicked a little bit. So she wasn't paying attention. You could have waited for an extra half second to make sure that the crosshair is on her, but not that a big deal. After that, you are in a fight with the tracer, but most of the team is dead, so you won't really have a chance of getting contest on the payload by yourself or from the team. So it is really not a good idea to stay around and try to beat the tracer in a 1v1 fight, because if you don't get a headshot, and that's not that easy from this range, tracer is stronger in this one. So making sure that you always watch the kill feed, it's important, you know that. I'm just saying that you need to pay attention to what is going on, even if you are dueling someone. Because, for example, right now when you are grappling to the other side of the map, you can use that 1 second to look at a kill feed and then tell that Alright, it is not worth it to come here close to the enemy because you can't really make a difference. Even if you kill someone, they will spawn close. So there is really no added value standing here. Of course, apart from picking the fight with the Tracer, but you shouldn't do that in a scrim. So, a better position would have been towards your team, maybe on the top of the ship, because that allows you to see both of these entrances to the left and the right, and then might allow you to do some extra damage to get a pick or something like that.
Died. Think what?
Yeah, I think not winnable. That's a good.
And
that's a
they
good
can
position.
come to you. There are others around you. You don't really pay attention to that because you were too focused
Yeah.
on the Tracer.
That was
We didn't
good.
engage until they got a double with the bomb. They didn't have any fights. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
You can bring
Yeah,
a
well,
fight
take a
back with
double.
blade. Okay, shush, click on, but you can bring a blade. You can kill two and then it evens
Alright,
it.
we need to actually group up and then push into them because we need to take the.
Chasing a
Wait,
recall.
wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me.
Yes.
Tracer is going to be behind you somewhere.
Winston, high ground.
Where? I don't see.
Lane, probably.
Again, not placing the trap.
I'm breaking the bubble.
You shouldn't have it on.
Locate the
Just
Zen and
place
dive
it.
him.
Make sure that you
Then-
Tracer shuttle on me.
that you have it online all the time. It helps you.
Tracer
Him
high
cart.
ground. Right side.
Alright.
Trace on a recall, still right.
No, not really. They're being damaged too heavily. Let's see that again. What is happening here?
We need to actually
So
group-
right in the beginning, the two tanks on the top of the ship, because they expect you to be there, and that is also something that you can use against them. It is generally a good thing to try to think about what the enemy is thinking, try to predict them, because that's how you can land easy shots. So the most common thing for a widow to be is on the top of the ship, and they are going to be there. They are going to want to contest the top of the ship because that allows them to push for free for like to under the bridge.
group up and then push into them because we
This
need to take.
is something that you can use to aim more carefully and to be in a position that allows you to have the line of sight on the critical area first. So being in the top here is okay, but you can also be
You can bring a blade. You can kill two and
on the left and still have the same line of sight towards the area that you are scoping right now. And then you can grapple to the top if that's needed.
then it evens
Alright,
it.
we
So-
need to actually.
You need to pay attention not only to taking positions where you have a good line of sight, but you also need to be aware of where the enemy can come from. And you want to protect yourself from random flankers and stuff like that. And they are usually not expecting you to be there. But as you enter there in the left door, you will have the same line of sight that you have here to these areas.
To actually group up and then push into them because we need to take the.
Chasing a
Wait,
recall.
wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me.
Yes. Don't want to take the fight
Winston,
yet.
high ground.
Yeah, that was unfortunate here.
Probably.
Dropping down. Yeah, so I was talking about this position. Like to the left here, you are being protected by the crates, but you can still see the same things that you see from the top.
I'm breaking the bubble. We need to take
And then
the
you
side
will have
now.
the grappling
Locate the
that's
Zen and
needed
dive in.
to just jump out.
Tracer
That's
shuttle,
good.
Tracer shuttle on me. I'm too.
Yeah, you hesitated for a few seconds here. What happened? What did you think about? Okay. Like a good headshot? Okay. Alright. Okay, so Winston is not a good target. You see that the Zen just died. So you either... I would just turn right here when you see that you're being jumped by the Doomfist. Because the Doomfist is kind of
breaking
out
the
of
bubble.
position
Take the side
behind
Locate the Zen and dive him.
your team. So
try-
you could just try to help killing this Winston, making sure that you have the advantage, and then jump over to the enemies and taking a better position. But
Trace the shuttle.
if you don't do that, if you want to help the Genji who's ulting, you should try to help him. Like, if you have a 100% shot, it's not that easy to land on the head of the Winston from here, because this angle is really unnatural. But you can try it. But it will help more if you just try to do damage and make sure that the enemies are not being comfortable killing that Genji who was in a bad position. Okay, and then you are exposed here a bit without the grapple. This is another important thing, that when you don't have your mobility, you don't want to be exposed. So it's because you are playing against a dive. If you are playing against a slow comp, for example, you can just feel free to be exposed whenever you want, because you are only going to use the grapple to reposition yourself to have a better line of sight on the enemy team. But when you are against a dive, you need to be really careful about how you are using this ability, because it allows you to escape if they are getting aggressive. And you don't want to be out in the open if you don't have it, because you will be dead in a second. Like, a Diva dives you, a Winston can dive you, Doomfist dives you, so they have a lot of things that they can throw at you, and you don't have an answer to that. And in this situation, it is kind of okay not to do anything until the grapple is back online. So you could have just stayed right here waiting and maybe scoping if any flankers jump in the line of sight, and then expose yourself, go to the middle, and if needed, then you can just grapple to the top here. Okay, so here the takeaway is that if the enemy has answers to your mobility, you need to make sure that your grapple is ready to be used as an escape. And if they have answers to your mobility, you need to pay attention to where you are standing, and if this is in reach for them in a single jump. So if you are exposing yourself here and the payload is here, you can expect them to be able to jump here with one jump. But if the payload is here and you are in the top, it is kind of the same. They can make this jump as well, but it is longer and you will have more time preparing to back off or grapple to the top of the ship if that's needed. This all comes down to making sure that you always know where the enemies are and you are expecting them to do things. So this is going back to the previous thing, that you want to predict the enemies and you want to play accordingly.
Diva now, Diva.
Not only with your own shots, but also with taking good positions.
Wave to me.
Yeah, no.
Tracer coming around somewhere, camping the spawn. Yeah. That trap was in a better position.
I think Trace is left now.
It cannot really be seen, so it will be triggered by the Tracer. She is going to get damaged, and it is in a good position to warn you about.
Okay, how are they looking on trans or anything
Her.
for that matter?
Okay, that was a good one.
They have trans.
It's also an important thing that if the shield is forced, then you are going to know that if the monkey jumps, then he won't have any protection. And with the boost of the Mercy, you can actually kill a monkey if he is coming alone. If there's a Diva, you should try to back off instead. But if you get a headshot while the monkey is en route, you can punish him really, because he just dropped the shield.
Trans, they haven't used it
They've
yet.
got McCree now.
Okay, and now you triggered the bomb, so you know the Trace is around.
She's low.
Don't everybody go. Don't. Can we
They're
dive
gonna
McCree?
dive me, they're gonna dive here. Okay.
There's a Winston next to you somewhere.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, buddy.
Okay. So again, can you tell me what went wrong here?
They have trans, they haven't used it
They've
yet.
got McCree now.
Yeah, Tracer.
Tracer. Always
Mhm.
Tracer.
She's
Yes. Yeah, that was a mistake as well, but ultimately it's not the reason you died. So yeah, you didn't really pay attention, you were only paying attention to the tracer. But here on the top, the only teammate that is exposed in a way that tracer can reach him is the Zenyatta. And you decided to go for the tracer, go out all the way here to be able to get a shot on her. And again, predicting the tracer, what can you predict? What is she going to do? Yeah. So if you stay here where you are right now, you have a better understanding of what is going around you, and you can still try to help the Zen if the tracer comes in. You don't have to go out there, because when you close this distance here, you're giving up your range, and on a close range, tracer is a lot stronger because you need to get a headshot, and that's really not easy. It might be just lucky if you're able to get one, or if the tracer is really bad. So in a situation like this, when you need to decide about giving up your range, it is often better to just stay where you are and play from the same position, because this way at least you are not in danger. If you go out there, you are going to be in a big danger because the tracer is better from a close distance, and if she has the recall, even if you get a headshot, if you're not quick enough, she can just recall and do it again. So, and you also won't have a lot of time taking the shot, so you might not kill her in a single headshot. So, in a situation like this, you see that there's a friendly one who could be exposed to the tracer, and I'm not sure it's your job to make sure that the tracer is dead or to peel for the Zenyatta, but you are doing it, so let's just discuss that scenario. So in this case, waiting for the tracer to come in for the kill might be a lot better situation for you, because you can just take this shot. So if you hear that one blink by the tracer, you will know that she is going to just walk here, not blink toward the door to use it again, because then she won't be able to maneuver around the Zenyatta. So it's going to be one blink here, walking here, one blink into the Zenyatta, and then you can take this spot to get a hit on the tracer, and that may force a recall, that may get a kill, stuff like that. But in the meantime, you are going to be safe. You're going to be able to know what is going on around here. And if you are getting jumped, you have a lot more opportunities to go to. You can go here, you can go here, you can go here. You have a lot more choices. Okay. Cool. So this part was about making sure that you allow your range to be played well, and that you let yourself have as many choices as possible. And
Tracer.
paying attention to what is going on around you.
low.
Don't everybody go. Don't. Can we
They're
dive
gonna
McCree?
dive me, they're gonna dive me, they're gonna dive you. Okay.
Yes.
McCree low.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Same point, I'm like distracted.
It's just me. Everyone's dead.
Again, if you
that's a
get
big
those,
wipe.
jump down, not back.
Yes, I was waiting for you
So
to
that's a
actually
bad
do something
spawn.
about
You
it.
should be
I mean, I was
just
just
going
solo ulted you when I was about to kill
as
him.
quickly as possible. Yeah. Okay.
I'm stuck, stay away.
Yeah.
Don't jump into us then.
I saw, I was trying to run away.
Monkey. Oh,
Ooh.
fuck. Group up, in spawn, go left side. Group up, in spawn, then go left side.
We are
So
holding on this.
right here in
Wait.
the end, Video is not a good choice. Not really against a dive com, because they can just contest the entrances as much as they want to. They can jump with the Winston and the Diva. You won't really be able to do a lot of damage because you are going to be damaged all the time. So unless you really want those Widow stats, you should just switch to something else that is better situated to deal with the end push here with close distances and stuff like that. Okay, because the pressure here is going to be really hard. So it's really getting harder and harder to take a shot as they are closing in, and if they contest the gates, you won't really be able to land clear shots.
Position away yet.
But it's good that you're waiting the team. That's one thing that you can use, distraction and cover, but you probably
Zen
still be
preferably.
contested by the enemies.
Get his trance, then ult.
Where's the Zen? Where's he? Zen on point, come
McCree going high ground.
Trace on me, I'm
Goes
dead.
And that was a good one.
Mercy resing.
Mercy supporting you nicely. Okay, that was a bad decision. Can you tell me why? Yes, kinda. Let's see that again.
Mercy resing. Oh, she's
Mercy's
not.
dead.
Okay, so when you are jumping down, you are predictable. You will have the clear path that he can just aim. If he only does if he only places the crosshair here in the door, he can land a free shot. He doesn't even have to aim because so he damaged you and you want to flee, and it is easy to read that you want to flee towards the spawn because you can get healed there. So this was used against you. You were predictable and you were punished for it.
Bench.
I'm 27
I
now.
would say that it is better to take fights
Dead.
in a situation like this, because wherever you go, he is going to be able to see it because he didn't dodge behind the wall. So just stay there and try to land the shots and try to dodge actively. That's better than jumping down, because this kind of high jump allows them to land easy shots.
Yeah, I got her. Tell me, you're alive. Yeah, okay.
I'm here.
I have trance. Can we...
You
Okay, wait. Can you
Unfortunate.
get your blade up quick? Can we use monkey ult to just hard type?
Okay, what can you expect here? Yeah, you're going back. I was about to ask, what can you expect here? But it is really obvious if they see that you are
get your
here
blade up
taking shots and then
Can
they
we
hear
use
the
monkey
grapple,
ult to...
and they are this close, they can just come to you, and again you won't have escape. So it's good that you
just
turn
hard
back
type
and
the Zen, maybe
they're going
use monkey
towards
ult
the team.
to get the trance out.
Okay.
We don't have Valk, sadly, but
now you know that they're coming
Probably
from
have
there.
by now.
I'm done. That's a thingy though.
Oh god, I got stuck.
Can you rest me? Can you
Oh,
rest
nice headshot.
me? Rest wave instead.
I got body blocking it. No, you can't get that.
Zenyatta jumps a lot.
Okay, wave, we're gonna go left side. We're gonna
Just
go
straight,
Let
yep.
me kill this then.
left side, wave. Oh my god.
I'm just gonna.
Okay, you're just gonna blade on point. I'm gonna trans you. Or not.
The only squishy that was there was the
No,
I'm dead here.
it's a good contest.
Swap from Widow to Tracer or not to something. We need to contest. May even.
Mm-hmm.
Point.
I got Diva.
Yeah, she is better for holding the point. Because of the self-heal, because of the mobility.
Come on, Mercy.
You can use the payload to your advantage.
Diva
It's really hard to hit the tracer if you are hugging the payload all the time.
High ground.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's actually
Okay.
insane.
That was a huge one. Alright, okay, so regarding Widow's positioning, again, just to repeat the things that we saw here. First of all, you want to be a threat to the enemy team. You want to make sure that they are feeling bad because you are there. You are threatening their lives, and you want to pick positions that allow you to do damage and to see them, to have a clear line of sight while you are standing in a position that is relatively safe. So you can either go towards your team or towards a position where you can pick the fight from again. Because when you are not doing damage, you are not really participating in the game, and that is free for them. If you are hiding with Widow, you are not doing really well. Okay. Apart from that, making sure that you are in a position that allows you to use the range over the enemies, making sure that you are, if the enemy has flankers, you are looking for them, you are placing the trap in a way that allows you to see who is coming for you and for others around you, because it can help a lot. If the enemy has a heavy dive team, you need to make sure that you are in a position that allows you to go towards your team, or again to reposition to a better position, and you need to be able to predict when they are going to come, because when they are just regrouping, you can take easy and free shots and you can get kills and stuff like that. But if they are already grouped and you can expect them to come in like 1 to 5 seconds, you want to make sure that you are not getting caught scoping something else. So making sure that you are paying attention to everything at once. And this is why playing a sniper is really hard. It is, of course, hard because of the mechanics. You need to click on the heads, and that's not that easy. But it is also really hard because you need to pay attention to a lot of things, because you are a main target for the enemies. Okay. Was there anything else? Making sure that you use the range and you are not getting close in a close fight, because most of the other DPS are better at close range. Even Hanzo, so when you're playing Hanzo, he is better at a close fight compared to Widow. So sometimes you can pick a fight that is on a close range, but generally with snipers you want to stay as much away as possible. And also paying attention to the kill feed, making sure that you are not getting wrecked when you are just scoping, not paying attention to what is going around you. I think those were about it. Did I miss anything? Okay, let's see your questions again. How to get better with Widow. So, yeah, Widow needs you to be able to land those shots, and I think that there are no problems there. You are usually consistent with your aim, and you are able to land those shots. You just need to make sure that you can predict the enemies and do the other things that we were talking about. I think we answered most of the positioning questions, but we'll see the other half of the game, of course. And I think the greedy mistakes with Widow were about trying to focus on the same target, not paying attention to what is going around you. So we touched that. And also getting into positions where you have a chance to reach a target that you want to kill, but exposing yourself, like when you were jumped by the Doomfist in the middle section, and you went to the other side of the ship to try to snipe the monkey or the Mercy. It is sometimes better to just stay back and clean up with Widow, because that's also a thing that you can do. What to do to improve your aim? We didn't talk about aim. So what you can do is practice. That's basically it. So hit scans are not really tricky. You just need to be able to land those shots. One thing is that you want to achieve is consistency, making sure that you are sitting in the same position, your hand is in the same position, your desk is, or your chair is at the same level, stuff like that. It helps with the aim, because it is a process where you need to learn a lot of things. You need to control a lot of variables, and the less things change, the better you can aim. So that's the basics, but I think you know that. You just need to practice. The one thing that you can do is for flick shots. I think it works if you do the arcade Widow headshot thingy against other players. Yes, that's a good mechanical practice for flicks and for Widow duels. One of the hardest things to do. If you have trouble hitting small targets, you can, of course, practice against bots, but they become kind of predictable after a while. you can try to go in quick play because that's more like the real scenario. But you just want to play video again and again and again in scrims and in comp because that allows you to be able to get enough experience with different heroes. So in that order, I think video headshot only. If you want to practice different characters, if you feel like you're having trouble with Soldier or Ana or something like that, Zenyatta, you can just practice against bots with a goal like making sure that you kill them in 2 seconds after you see them, so you don't leave a lot of space for yourself to adjust and stuff like that. And also practicing it in games. That's the best thing that you can do. Okay. Yeah, let's just continue with the VOD and we'll go over the rest of the questions.
Was it overtime?
Good. Yeah, it was.
Any questions you have?
When you win a fight, you need to take
That's right,
aggressive
yeah. Okay.
positioning again. Like, don't give them their space. It's happened on second point
Yeah,
and happened
sure.
on third point. And on third point,
Right, let's go to the beginning here. Oops, too much.
Is that a thing? Like, can we do that?
Yes.
McCree.
Okay.
Sorry, now.
Okay, alright. Alright, let's go to the beginning here. One thing that you can do that allows you to get a free initial damage and maybe a pick is to stay a little bit to the left side here and aim to the bridge. You know where the bridge door is, kinda, and you can aim at that direction because with the Mercy's boost you might be able to get a pick there on a Genji or somebody who stays on top.
McCree.
I'm just saying that because that way you can charge the sniper and do more damage. Okay. Getting on top here, you're still using the range, so that's good. This is a mistake that you do when being harassed. You don't really benefit from placing the trap here, but it is blocking you, so to say, for a few seconds. You are better off just not using it right now, but making sure that you drop down as quickly as possible towards the tanks and the healers. Okay. It might be a good thing to threaten the Tracer, so she needs to take a shot there, or if she doesn't pay attention, but
You got orb.
I don't know, not sure about that.
Kill.
Okay, that was a nice one. I usually recommend not to use abilities in a panic mode, so make sure that you use it when you know exactly why you are using it, not just because you are being damaged and stuff like that.
They're diving
Okay.
us, they're diving us. Kill Diva.
A nice shot there.
We can get this baby. Yeah.
The Mercy is pocketing really nicely. That's good.
Jane is just on the point.
Yeah, cool. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
okay.
I'm with
That's a good one.
Dead.
Cleaned up.
Right,
Yeah.
let's go push up and take
You were
rest
just
with
cleaning
us.
up, so it is perfectly fine. The monkey was and the diva on the enemy, so you don't need good precise headshots. You just need that extra damage to make sure that they are not fleeing.
Beifu, if you get your ult in this fight, just use it.
I know I am.
Yeah,
Last time I
as
took
soon-
long.
You get it, you instantly press Q. It's like, whatever happens, fuck it, just press Q.
No one.
Dude, Diva, trace on me behind.
Send her.
Jen what?
Nice, that was really good.
No, kill Baby Diva on the left hand side.
McCree up top, McCree high ground. Watch it.
It's not right for them.
That was good.
No!
In the end. Yeah, so what the mistake was here. Here. Okay.
Beifu,
What is the mistake
if you get
here?
your ult in this fight, just use it.
I know I am.
Yeah,
Last time I
as
took
soon-
long.
You get it, you instantly press Q. It's like, whatever happens, fuck it, just press Q.
Yeah. It would have been a lot better if you just stayed in the middle down there, because even if they jump you, they have to travel a lot to the other side of the payload that will allow your team to push it in if they want to come for you really hard. But getting here exposes you, and it doesn't allow you to see all that is to be seen. So you need to pay a lot more attention to being killed from this side, from somebody coming here, and you can't see under. So the only thing that you can see is this part, so to say. Yeah, this part. Compared to if you stood in the middle down there, you can see everything basically. And you also have access to the mega if that's needed.
Send half, send half.
Okay.
High ground, McCree, high ground. Watch it.
Man, this was really nice. This blocking. Not sure if this was intentional, but body blocking can be used like this with a tank. And
Come on.
the McCree couldn't really step out.
No! I got old spawn.
Okay.
Alright, take the spaceship, take the spaceship.
Sorry guys, I'm not there, I got old spawn.
No, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Play a little bit defensive then, but on spaceship.
Okay.
Trace on me, tracer half. Probably no recall. Trace on a recall.
Oops.
On point.
Okay.
Where's she?
She's Winston in spaceship.
You're not in a good position here. Okay, that's better.
Half. Up top.
Oh, he dropped down at the end of it, shit.
Okay, so they have 2 kills, they're burning ult. You shouldn't really go there.
Alright, that's fine, reset.
Okay.
Up top.
Oh, he dropped down at the end of it, shit.
You could have just gone back, I think,
that's fine.
because they were really occupied
Take high ground.
by killing the others,
Yeah.
so you might have enough time to flee, but okay.
Guys, they
It's
have
fine.
plans. When I get my ult, can we like...
The important thing
have
is that
sides
you
jump
can group with the
aggressively
team.
like, rage and shit.
We can just do it now, because you're gonna get your ult. Just hard dive, like you pop valve, hard dive to Zen. Pop valve dive to Zen.
On Zen.
Watch out for Monkey, watch out for Monkey.
Send half.
Get the mitch.
Hey, okay, ult.
I don't have it yet.
I'm sorry, it's cool.
I think that's well played.
I need some heal. Thank you.
Fuck.
Okay, you were handling the diva really nicely.
I got 2, it's fine.
That's what you want to do against her. That if she comes for you, you can just jump down, and then you will have the grapples coming back up.
High ground.
So it's cat and mouse game
She's
for a
half, she's
while
half.
until you get support from the teammates. That's fine.
I can transform fine.
Tracer on point.
Okay, now this position is really good. So you are being protected by the walls here. You have the access to the mega under you if that is needed. It's really hard to dive you here, because they just mostly need to get on top of the spaceship to be able to do that. And you have the line of sight on the most critical part. So this is a good position.
Do we need it? Fuck it. Come on, out of position behind. Come on, this for diva. Up top. Nice,
Yeah.
got him. Baby point.
Diva was
Baby
there.
Zen point, baby Zen, right side. Nice.
Also, a thing that you can do if the McCree is,
Nice.
if you see that the
Winston,
McCree
Winston.
is sitting out in spots to use the ult like this, you can try to predict where he's going to come from and
I got
land
3
that
points.
headshot.
You just get a harmony on me.
It's
sorry.
not that easy all the time.
Oh yeah, you got it. Same line of sight, oh, you're
You're a little bit exposed there.
No, I've got it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can see the payload. Let's go.
I
Dude.
got booped into
I
it.
try and bubble that.
Sorry, I got booped.
Fine. Back out.
They
Yeah.
just switched Lucius.
Yes.
I got booped into
I
it.
try and bubble that.
Sorry, I got booped.
Fine. Back out.
They just switched Lucio so I can pop blade next fight.
Back out.
Yes,
I
that's
got
right.
booped into
I
it.
try and bubble that.
Sorry, I got booped.
I mean, it is not that Okay, so what was happening here? Two of the team were dead, only one around the payload, and you can expect the enemies to come and push. What you can do here is go to the top high ground or to the ship, way back, because you will have the range over the enemies, and that way you can maybe do some extra damage that you don't really need, or support your team to be able to get back, or maybe get a pick. But it doesn't really matter. If you step out, it is probably going to lead to your death, because the enemies are proceeding towards pushing you back, and you don't benefit anything from getting out there, I suppose. Yeah.
I got booped into
I
it.
try and bubble that.
Sorry, I got booped into it.
Fine. Back off.
They just switched Lucio so I can pop Blade next fight.
Nice, good job.
Okay.
Very good.
I can poke it. I can poke it.
Tracer's coming after me.
Locked.
Run for your damn life, I'm coming.
Merci.
One. Oh no.
Okay, that's
Get Tracer,
I can
get
rest
Tracer.
that. I can rest that.
Yeah.
Tracer's in a stupid spot.
Actually, no, let him. Oh no.
Let's just go. Move.
Yeah,
Just
let's leave it.
No
Push
one
point.
can hide on my sight.
Watch me though.
Yeah,
Watch me
just-
though.
McCree on the left.
get McCree. Get McCree.
Discorded.
My servants
You
never
got orb.
hide.
You got orb as well. Let's go. Monkey.
Monkey low, I slashed at him.
Tracer. Got it.
Lucio on the left, on point.
Lucio. Second.
Okay.
One. Nice.
You were in a good position. You had the line of sight, narrow human shields, and
Okay, good.
block vision by the payload to be able to do a
I got
lot
left though.
here. But this position is really good.
Why don't we have 3 on point?
You don't need 3 on point. You don't need 3 on point. There's one more fight here. So,
Lucio point.
Monkey bridge, monkey point.
Monkey one, but okay, I know you're alive.
Sorry, bench.
Tracer on me.
Babe, diva down. Good remake. Watch for Tracer.
Tiddler, that's really toxic.
Mercy spinning like mad.
Just keep me up. I got trance in 3. Lucio, only Lucio.
Alright.
Got May
God,
now.
May.
She has no ice block.
He also has no wall.
I don't have bubble.
Fine. Let's go, kill the May.
Now, focusing on the Mercy might not be the best idea. It's really hard to land a shot on her, and if you're not quick enough, you can kill her in the walk form.
Oh, press go. Alright.
So
I'm stuck.
getting a
Right, left side, resin.
better target is a good idea.
Winston behind. What the fuck?
Oh no, I dashed into a May wall.
Yes. And you're also exposed, yeah. Again,
I'm 60 on Blade, I can probably get it next fight.
the team died, kinda,
have another
and
bomb.
you were in a bad position. They were damaging
can we
you
drive
also
push right?
in the same time.
We need to be quick.
Bank some ults, yeah, just going quick.
Widow.
It doesn't matter, drive push. Top right. Top window, you know, on the bridge, at the bridge. Monkey. Come on.
Oh god, I just missed him from there. Monkey one.
Nice. Lucio, on card.
Monkey dead.
Winnable.
Ooh, counter widow.
Yeah,
Okay.
use ults when needed. Use ult. Get on point. Kill May.
Not much about that. You took the same position, so
Oh fuck.
that was
Monkey.
predictable, but you weren't expecting anyone to come for
Rest on
you.
Diva. Rest on Mercy.
If they have a lot of shields and
Lucio.
walls with May and stuff like that, you might need to just switch in the end here, but okay.
Good job.
Let's see the other one. Okay, there weren't really new things compared to the first part,
Dude, said
I
actually do
think.
something on Genji that time.
I have to watch it, I'm missing bits.
Burndy, why are you so...
Yeah, using the ult aggressively to help the team with a push, that's a good thing that you can do. It's a lot more valuable compared to just using it to peel for your healers, so to say. I think your attacker Widow might be a little bit more safe. You weren't taking as many shots but you stayed in positions that allow you to have a good line of sight on the enemies.
Burndy, why are you so...
But yeah.
Oh no,
I
no,
don't know why I'm here.
they have Zarya. Zarya,
Go back,
Lucio,
go back, Bundy. Go back to high ground.
Widow white window.
I'm gonna
Take the
be.
time, move. Just do it.
Okay, now they have a
Rotate
video.
bounce on the point, but do not get froze by the main.
And the line.
That's
and
the
sorry.
drop down.
Widow's white. The Widow's on ledge. Like,
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
it
drop
comes
They've
Sure.
no field
Three,
for Widow. They've
two,
no field for
one.
Widow. Just do that. Don't jump in. You just drop. The ability gets out.
Mercy, get the mercy, get the mercy.
That was a nice
Mercy, get the mercy,
headshot.
get the
I'm on
mercy.
Widow,
No
I'm on
bubbles.
wine is one.
I got Widow.
Nice
Go for
hit.
go for Nice, go for May, go for May, go for May.
Okay, that was well done.
Nice.
Let's go.
The only thing is that you need to make sure that the Widow is dead before you can do anything, because she can just surprise you with a good shot.
You sound like XQC
Yeah.
after he boops off their team off the map.
She missed the shot, so that's really important. If you know that there's an enemy Widow, you need to make sure that she is dead before you can do anything else, or you need to be in a position where you know that she can't see you there right away.
Yes.
If I'm popping off, I can probably get two.
Alright,
You need one. Okay.
let's try to get Blade and Mercy ult by that, and then come.
Alright.
Oh, just go dive, just go dive.
Is no one looking out the window?
No, I didn't see anyone.
Okay.
I hear
Lucio,
Lucio. Yeah.
Genji.
Do the same thing again, dive to bridge, and then try to go. Because if you all dive, and you
Can we
have
get
Widow on the
to
bridge.
Lucio?
Yeah, dive Lucio, dive Lucio, dive Lucio.
He's half, he's half.
Hang on, I'm on point, I'm on point.
Widow right side.
Genji on me, Genji point, dive point, dive point, dive point, dive point, dive point, dive point.
They're not in a good position there, and they are not running a Widow, so okay, nice one. Didn't pay attention
support our
to.
Diva to get her mech back.
Oh my god, what is that aim? I missed.
Diva. Okay. Actually,
Good.
I have someone.
And now you are in a
Lucio
bad
coming from you,
position,
Lucio coming from you.
getting
Diva's
greedy.
also on point.
Point.
I understand that you want
Thanks for bubble,
to
huge bubble.
harass the enemies as they come from the spawn, but yeah, you were punished for it.
Wait. Ball up.
I think we should set up.
3 point.
Yeah.
Blade as soon as it's blade
Vincent behind, point.
When you want to decide if you need to go in or not, like this, make sure that you look at the payload. If it is too far away, you will know that the team needs
Kill
to
Mercy, she's one.
take a better position
Are they blading? They're blading,
Yeah.
right?
first. But you generally don't want to get this close to the enemies. Again, this was the same as in the first attacker round, in the attacker round, that you went to the top there, basically hindering your line of sight, not allowing you to get all the information that you need, and also putting you in a position where your range is not superior. Okay, I think this was a really good video. I think we touched a lot of things that you need to improve in regards to your video. You are really decent, but fixing these small mistakes, predicting the enemies, making sure that you know how to move, where to move, making sure that you are not exposed when you are on cooldown, stuff like that, will help you get better with her. And now is a good time to play video because the 2 sniper comp is quite popular on solo queue. So if you are a good video, if you spend time with her, you can just publish your profile if this is an issue, and if they see that you are spending a lot of time on her, then they might not cry. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we talked a lot about Widow. Let's see the questions. So, generally, how to get better. You, of course, want to drill your aim, but it is in a good spot, I think. You just need to make sure that you are not making these greedy mistakes, and you are also paying a lot more attention to what is going on around you and what is going on with your abilities. And that should allow you to die less and to do your job more, have more ults, have more potential to get picks in the enemy team, stuff like that. Okay. What do I need to do to specialize on Widow and Tracer? That's an easy one. You just need to play them, and now set your mind to playing Widow and Tracer, and don't switch in the next 2 weeks, 1 month, and make sure that you only playing them, even if you feel like they might not be the best. You can usually swap between these two and have a good answer to any situation. It is important to stay on these heroes even if you feel like they are not the perfect choice, because that way allows you to experience them in an underdog situation. And you don't only want to learn them when you are in a good position, you also want to be able to have experience when they are not the best pick that there's around. Okay, so specializing means only that, making sure that you play them and only them. Yeah, aim with hit scan, I think we talked about that. Getting to Grandmaster. So Tracer has, I think, one of the best carry potential. If you are good with Tracer, you can carry a game even in Masters, High Masters, Grandmaster. You just need to make sure that you die as little as possible, because that allows you to have a lot more opportunities to do damage and to farm the ults and stuff like that. And this is kind of the same with Widow. People are better at countering heroes when you are getting higher. If you are getting countered, it might be a good idea to switch, and switch early, not keeping your ults, because with these heroes you are not having a lot of value and you can charge the ults quickly. You just need to make sure that you do your job and that you don't die a lot. And I think if you are able to fix your positioning related,
Okay. Hey, Fresco!
a lot better. Okay. Did you hear that all? Okay, so I was saying that if you're able to fix the positional mistakes, the greedy mistakes, and not paying attention to what is going on around you, focusing only on what you are shooting at, fixing these should allow you to have more opportunities in the game, and that should lead to more wins. Question. Do you have anything? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. If you have anything, hit me with the question. And now I am recommending you really to stick with these two heroes, to play them as much as possible, to do the warm-up before the sessions, to maybe get your team to do a warm-up before the first scrim, because I think it helps tremendously. And making sure that you are paying attention not to do the same mistakes that you did here, mostly related to your positioning and allowing you to have a good line of sight on the enemy team to be able to do your job. I can't really give you an exercise apart from what we discussed when we discussed the aim. So video headshot only, then against bots if you need to learn the characters a little bit more, maybe quick play and doing a lot of scrims and solo queue with them. Because even if you lose right now, because you are not hitting something, if you drop down, you should be able to climb back if you fix the mistakes. And then you are practicing everything at once. All right. I don't have anything else. Okay, that's fine. If you are able to get a good Mercy, she can help a lot, boosting your shots. It's Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, that's it. It was good talking to you again, and I'm glad that you're back in the Master Dojo. And if you have any question, make sure to message me. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.